can burn it up.
There's the Don Bosco Prep quarterback, Matt Sims, and the rest of his teammates, Michael Ray Garvin and Jay McCahill in the backfield, Ryan Lindsay and Darius Mann, the wide receivers, Brian Callahan, the tight end. The offensive line, it's a good one. Brian Roach and Eric Levy on the left side, Thomas Mealy the center, John Resnick and Nate Nurse on the right side of the offensive line for the Ironmen. Don Bosco Prep, first down 10, just shy of the 40-yard line, just underway here in the first quarter. Sims gives it, second man through, that's Michael Ray Garvin. He's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped. Good defensive play, good start for the St. Anthony's defense.
That's the coach's son right there, Richie Reichard, number 9. He's the defensive leader of this program. Reichard now in his senior year. Outstanding hard hitter for the Friars. Got a banged up bruised hand, but he's ready to go there. Number 9, Richie Reichard.
Loss of about a yard on the play. Second down and 11. Split backs behind the sophomore quarterback, Matt Sims. Play action, he dumps it off. Setting up a screen, this is McCahill. He's got the sideline. He's at the 30 to the 20, the 10. Touchdown, Don Bosco Prep.
Jay McCahill, check it out once again. They sell the fake inside, let the line go. And right here, watch the bottom of your screen, boom. There's the one block. And McCahill off to the races. So Don Bosco took them 2 plays. They are into the house. He's a head coach, but when you execute plays like this, look at the blocks left side of your screen, and nothing but daylight there. St. Anthony's defensively, Lou, bought the fake. You know how it goes on offense with the screen. But here comes Mr. Sims. No stranger to being on the field, threw 50 passes last year as a freshman.
Completed 30 of those for 298 yards. Had 3 touchdown passes in limited duty last year. Mike Teal, of course, was the senior quarterback for Don Bosco a year ago. Here's the handoff to Garvin. Breaks one tackle, spins away from another, and crashes across the 45-yard line. Michael Ray Garvin, senior, with 4.28 speed in the 40. Here's the St. Anthony's defense. Andrew St. Fort, Nick Boysich, Ian Coughlin, and John Kevin Dulce up front. Reichert, Scapitici, and Sanzeri, the linebackers. And the secondary, Brandon Brown, TJ Preston at the corners, Max Papa, Jonathan Schmidt, the safeties. Second down in about 3 for Don Bosco Prep out of Ramsey, New Jersey. Garvin hit in the backfield. Ball, fumble. St. Anthony says they've got it. Let's see what the signal is. And it is St. Anthony's ball, the first turnover of the game.
Give credit to the pursuit that time, Lou, because Garvin had nowhere to run. Watch the push off the line of scrimmage by the defense. As soon as Garvin gets the ball, he's running into all kinds of jerseys. The ball comes loose, and look at the Black Hats go after it. Check it out once again. Garvin's still in the backfield when he gets hit, runs into his own man, and good push up front, led by number 4.
Don Bosco Prep with a 7-0 lead over St. Anthony's.
After the interception from his defensive end spot.
Whistle will blow the play dead.
This will be offsides on Don Bosco.
And it is a legal procedure. We'll mark it back 5 yards. Pat Wren, our referee. Here's a look at Matt Sims. Great potential. What a future. He has, just a sophomore.
Not the situation St. Anthony's want to put their defense in. Don Bosco's now working with a short field, even though with the penalty, it's 1st and 15.
Football from the 27, setting up a screen. They dump it out to Garvin. He's got room. Garvin at the 20, makes a cut at the 15, puts his head down, and then is brought down inside the 15-yard line. But Don Bosco Prep in business again. The Ironmen once again in the red zone.
Lou, it's the subtle things of the quarterback position that Matt Sims will impress the opposition week in and week out. Watch him give a little look to his right here first. Looks it off right. Now he comes back left. Maybe gets the defense going the other way. And with speed like Garvin, you just got to give him a little bit of room, and he'll turn it into positive yardage every time.
A 16-yard gain for Michael Ray Garvin. 1st and 10 for the Ironmen. They give it to Garvin again. Penalty flag down. Garvin gets inside the 10, but again, there's a flag down on the play.
It's going to go against Don Bosco Prep. Too many men in the backfield.
There's Greg Toll in his 6th season at the helm of Don Bosco. Now they wave the flag off, so no penalty.
Only 4 men in the backfield, only 1 up back, Coach. There are 2 wings back, but only 1 up back. There wasn't 5 men in the backfield, only 4. No foul.
Well, I think you've got the explanation.
Nothing like a good, entertaining referee with a microphone on him for the folks at home, right?
Nicely done there by Pat Wren.
I'm going to enjoy listening to Pat the whole night. You know that, Lou?
2nd down and 5. Sims, play action. He's in trouble and will go down behind the line of scrimmage. Nice defensive play for St. Anthony's. Number 90, Andrew St. Fort, makes the play, the senior out of Bayshore.
Yeah, St. Fort with a good surge, and Sims nowhere to go. Right on top of him, 10-yard loss. And this is St. Anthony's shot in this game. They got to do it with their defense. St. Anthony's a tradition of excellence defensively. They like to turn you over, force you into mistakes, and just put you back to the sidelines with a 3 and out. The Friars defense year in and year out dictates what they do. And with 3 straight Catholic titles, you know they have been dominant.
3rd down and a whole lot. A throw over the middle, incomplete. Intended for Brian Callahan. He could not hang on. Callahan, 26 receptions a year ago, but that one a little out of his reach. So on 4th down, Joe Marcoux comes into the game. It'll be a 37-yard field goal attempt. Marcoux attempted only 3 field goals a year ago. He didn't have to kick very often because of that prolific offense.
Only question, Lou, is it wide right, wide left, or down the middle? You know we'll have the distance.
The kick is up, and it is good. He drills it through the uprights from 37 yards out. And Don Bosco Prep increases their lead. It's now 10-0 Ironmen.
It's almost an unheard of weapon at the high school.
Is going to get excellent field position to start this possession.
Nunzio Campanelli there, offensive coordinator. He's got the full responsibility of the offense. One of the great attributes of Greg Toll, he lets his coordinators be coordinators. And now Matty Sims under the tutelage of Coach Camp. Back out with the offense.
.59 seconds on the scoreboard clock here at Cy Donnelly Field at St. Anthony's High School. Michael Ray Garvin carries the football up the middle. Garvin, the type of runner you figure to go around the end and go wide, not between the tackles so much.
Well, listen, this is all new to Mr. Garvin. I mean, Brian Toll was the one who ran in between the tackles last year on the way to being All-American. So they're asking Garvin to run in between the tackles, but that's not going to be his strong suit. Great tackle there by Ian Coughlin, the senior linebacker out of Deer Park.
One setback now behind Sims, and Sims gives it to Garvin. Garvin looking to make the turn, and he will not. Excellent defensive play. Coming up to make the hit for St. Anthony's was, well, it looked like number 21, but we have no 21 on our roster. You knew that was going to happen, Jim. And that's the end of the first quarter.
We almost made it a quarter without the unknown man.
At the end of one here at St. Anthony's High School. The score, Don Bosco.
Brian Toll, 6'2", 235 pounds. Don Bosco Prep. I'll be attending Boston College next year.
Matt Hahn, 6'1", 222 pounds, St. Anthony's High School. I'll be attending Penn State University.
Hahn goes off tackle, running over people and through people, running over people and through people, running over people and through people.
Hahn will take his 4.6 speed and virtually every CHSFL rushing record with him to the Big Ten in the fall. Number 32 holds 7 league records, including points in a career with 468. The 3-year starter this year ran for 2,057 yards and 36 touchdowns, leading the Friars to a 3rd consecutive league title. For his career, 3,920 yards and 76 touchdowns. Great numbers, but not the numbers he's most proud of.
It's still amazing when I look back on it to actually see the things that I did accomplish, but the most important thing to me and the thing that I'm most happy about is winning the 3 championships that I won there.
Lots of backs in the Tri-State put up better offensive numbers than Toll. Stats aren't everything.
Well, you see Toll, man, sportsmanship, not celebrating, not hooting and hollering, not dancing around, just very workmanlike, flips the ball to the referee and runs back to the sidelines.
The 3-year starter at running back was always just a touch away from putting it in the end zone. This year, 1,207 yards on just 126 carries and 25 rushing touchdowns. Receiving, 14 grabs for 400 yards and 6 scores, including the game winner in the state final from 57 yards away, as Bosco remained perfect, beating Bergen Catholic 14-13.
Not bad, huh, Lou? You saw those. The National Football Foundation first ever all-Metro team. Hahn now at Penn State. He will redshirt. Brian Toll on defense for Boston College. Right in the mix. 5 tackles a week ago. And this week, Lou, how about this? Boston College playing Penn State. Those 2 guys would have been on the same field, but Hahn redshirted this week. He was on special teams in week 1 for Joe Paterno's Nittany Lions, but they will see each other again and probably share some laughs and a handshake on the field before the game. And that's the Brian Toll's father right there, Greg Toll, the last of the Toll brothers. He had Mike Toll when he was a head coach at Hackensack. He had Greg Toll when he was a defensive coordinator at Ramapo. And he had Brian Toll a year ago at Don Bosco Prep. All 3 stops, I might add. Hackensack, Ramapo, Don Bosco, state champions.
Absolutely. Second quarter underway. Don Bosco did not pick up the first down. Joe Marcoux punts the football. And Ironmen at the 38-yard line. Receivers split left and right. Garvin the one set back. Sims looking to throw. Fires. Incomplete. Intended for Lindsey, streaking down the sideline. But Sims overthrew him a bit, and he'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Matty Sims really let that one go that time. Kind of sailed on him a little bit. Sims 3 of 5 for 77 yards and a touchdown off the screen pass. So he's been solid so far. Just looks very, I mean, you expect it, Lou, but he looks poised. He looks in control. The young man just looks like he belongs.
Draw play, Garvin, and he's nailed behind the line of scrimmage. Ian Coughlin sniffed that one out, the senior out of Deer Park, Long Island.
Ian's had a solid first half, getting involved in a bunch of tackles, and that's a big one right here. After the incompletion on first down, a little delayed draw right here, but you see Ian, outstanding pursuit off the left side. And Garvin has been bottled up, not able to get loose. 7 carries, 3 yards with a fumble.
3rd down and about 14 for Bosco. Out of the shotgun now.
We'll have
penalty
motion
flags
here on Don Bosco.
And that'll back him up yet another 5.
A little miscommunication between center and the rest of the club. See Greg Toll in his 6th year at the helm of Don Bosco Prep. 50-6. 50 wins up against 6 losses. Hasn't lost a league game in his last 40 games.
Third
in
down.
4 years, I should say.
Jim, 3rd down, 19 now. Let's see what's in the playbook here for the Ironmen. Of course, last year they had that big play offense. And they come up in the I formation now. Now moving out of it is Darius Mann, and they flip it to Garvin. Penalty flag thrown, and Garvin is crushed. He maybe got back to the line of scrimmage.
Looks like they're going to make this call on the motion man. St. Anthony's will obviously decline this penalty. That is the call. So a good defensive series there for the Friars.
I said the man in motion was Darius Mann. It really was Corey Wooten, the tight end, who came up, lined up in a running back position almost, and then moved along the line of scrimmage. St. Anthony's declines the penalty, and they'll take the football as Joe Marcoux comes in to kick it away for the Ironmen.
Shawnee Burke back deep now for St. Anthony's.
He stands at his own 30-yard line. Marcoux, end over end, returnable. Burke takes it 35-yard line. Angles, great block downfield. Burke turns the corner at the 40, and St. Anthony
is trying to explode through a seam.
1st and 10. Sims looks to throw as protection. Fires, caught. Ryan Lindsay on the run, stays in bounds, and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 30-yard line.
That's the kind of throws you're going to expect to see out of Matt Sims. And Lindsay runs an outstanding pattern, 38 yards on the play. And watch it here, about a 20-yard laser in the air. It's got good protection. Look at where he leads Lindsay right in stride, and Lindsay then turns it upfield beautifully. Nearly a 40-yard play, and just like that, Don Bosco is in business at the 28-yard line.
Lindsay, the transfer from Paramus Catholic, was a first-team all-conference performer a year ago there. Sims looking long, and it's incomplete. Intended for Jay McCahill, and Max Pompa with a nice pop to knock it loose.
Yeah, Jay McCahill had his hands on it, but when he juggled it, it gave Pompa a chance to jar it loose. This is just an absolutely perfect throw. Look at him take a little something off over the linebackers, lays it right in there, but Pompa, thank goodness for the Friars, he was around. But Sims right now gaining some confidence. Looks very poised standing in the pocket, looking off receivers.
Sims sets up a screenplay, goes to Lindsay, makes a cut, darts to the outside, going for the corner, touchdown, Don Bosco.
Backer by the transfer out of Paramus Catholic. It is first touchdown as an Ironman. Mr. Lindsay, watch it once again. Sims feels the heat. He's got to release it quickly. He does that. Look at Lindsay. Come back to your quarterback when you know he's in trouble. Does just that. Switches the ball to the right hand, and speed kills in a play like this. And Lindsay smells the pylon and takes it in for 6.
8 yards.
Yeah, watch it again. You see Sims. Once he felt the pressure, knew he had to let it go. And Lindsay, how do you like to get transfers like this out there? Get guys who make plays like this. And Lindsay, just too athletic right there. Lindsay's having a nice day. 3 catches for 74 yards now. And a touchdown, makes the first guy miss. And then just beats the St. Anthony's secondary to the end zone. So it's essential now for the Ironmen.
Well, this is an opportunity here for the Ironmen really to put the hammer down. St. Anthony's has got to buckle their chin straps defensively here with just a minute 28 left. You don't want to go into the locker room down 24-3. Sims fires outside, incomplete. Good defense on the outside by Jonathan Schmidt, covering Brian Callahan.
Yeah, it looked like Callahan had a chance to catch that ball, but Jonathan Schmidt, the senior DB, came up and put the wraps on him, maybe grabbed onto the arm. So a good-looking play. And we mentioned the defense will set the tone for St. Anthony's this year. They brought back more players on defense than offense. And Richie Reichert, in his own words, said this defense should not crack. He's got faith in them.
2nd down, 10. Sims looking to throw. Fires long, going long for Lindsay. And it is broken up. Thrown into double coverage. Brandon Brown got a hand on it inside the 5-yard line.
Well, we spoke about the speed of Michael Ray Garvin. Now, how about the speed right here closing in of Brandon Brown? Watch Brandon Brown, the junior defensive back, as Matty Sims just lets it fly. And Brown there, stride for stride, he closed it down in a hurry, and he's actually the one that got the hand on it.
By the way, Jim, Sims threw that 55 yards in the air.
Well, he'll get the distance with time, Lou. He's just a sophomore.
Sims in the shotgun on 3rd and 10. Looking now in trouble, and he is brought down. Just what the doctor ordered for St. Anthony's. They needed a big defensive stand, and they got it.
Second sack of the game for 9-0. Andrew St. Fort. And watch this 5'10", 220-pound senior just stalks down Sims. Good coverage downfield because you see Sims had a moment, but St. Fort just relentless with his pursuit and throws him down with a little ferocity too to let him know he's there.
Sean Burke is back deep for St. Anthony's. Joe Marcoux, end-over-end kick. And it bounces inside the 20. And McEnany on the sideline. Eamon.
All right, Coach, you guys really dodged a bullet there. How important was that defensive stand when they were clearly going for the jugular there late?
Yeah, I thought so. I mean, I think we've made 3 bad plays. You know, the bad read on the screen, and then, the 2 their screen, and then, the outside linebacker missed the tackle on their El Paso screen. So, I mean, I think I'm real happy with the way we're playing right now.
Offensively, that last drive you guys had, you were able to move the ball. You had to settle for a field goal. What's working for your advantage offensively?
Well, I just think we're starting to settle down and, and get into some kind of a rhythm.
All right, Coach, good luck in the second half. Thanks a lot. All right, Lou and Jimmy, let's send it back to you guys.
And the score here at the half. Don Bosco Prep 17, St. Anthony's 3. You're watching the Snapple High School Game of the Week.
Got all the confidence in the world. We know he's a great player, and hey, he came through. That's just shows what a clutch player he is.
Coach, what are you guys going to do in the second half to get your running game going here?
Well, that's something we talked about at halftime. We'll see. That's something. Hey, obviously we want to run the ball a lot better, and we're concerned about that. So that's something that we worked on at halftime. So we'll see.
All right, Coach. Thanks a lot.
All right, Abe. Ryan Lindsay right there. One wide receiver, Darius Mann the other. And in the backfield, McCahill and Garvin behind Matt Sims.
Back out they come in that 5-man front, St. Anthony's. Sometimes they bring 3 more up to put 8 in the box.
Ironman in the eye, and Garvin gets loose into the secondary, into St. Anthony's territory across the 45-yard line.
Yeah, 15 yards on the play, and Michael Ray is probably thinking, all right, that's some of the daylight I want to enjoy this year with this big offensive line. Great job by the boys. Look at that hole right there. Corey Wooten with just a seal-off block. Outstanding job right there, and Garvin hits the hole. Following Eric Levy and Brian Roach along the left side. Roach, left tackle number 72, will make his way to Rutgers next year. And his partner in arms, Nate Nurse, number 58, will go to Wisconsin. So you got 2 Division I offensive linemen.
Nowhere to go this time as Garvin took the handoff. But right there was Greg Sanzeri, senior linebacker.
Hey, Greg just blew the play up right there. When you're big like that, like number 99, Sanzari, he just bull rushes, gets into the backfield, and Garvin just could not get the legs turning.
2nd down and 10, no gain on the play. Football sits right at the 45-yard line. Don Bosco Prep up 17-3 with 8.5 remaining in the 3rd. Wooten in motion. Garvin the handoff, slips through 1 tackle and picks up maybe a yard. St. Anthony's playing the run well between the tackles.
And puts him in a 3rd down and long. So you heard Greg Toll with Eamon at halftime talking about establishing the run, and that seems what Don Bosco has come out to try and do here in the second half.
3rd down and 10. Ryan Lindsay is wide to the right.
Don Bosco so far in this game 0 for 4 on 3rd down conversions. You know they'll be throwing here.
Sims straight back to throw. Now in trouble, goes down. Terrence Malangone, defensive tackle, 6'2", 190-pound senior. Got penetration and gets the sack.
Well, credit John Kevin Dolce with bringing the pressure off the right side. Watch what happens. Pressure comes off the right side. Sims has got to step up in the pocket, and he runs right into the arms of Terrence. Watch it right here. See the top of your screen. Sims has got to step up, feels it, and a nice job by Terrence right there. Wraps him and takes him down to the turf. The 6'2 senior. So 0 for 5 now, Don Bosco on third down.
Marcoux, a high booming kick, and Burke hangs on. Called for the fair catch of the week. Don Bosco Prep leading by the score of 17-3. Luke Rogno, Jimmy Cavallo, and Eamon McEnany. Glad you could join us for the first game of the season here on MSG, and what a slate we have for you. Some of the best teams in the tri-state area will be featured week in and week out. And you're looking at two of them here tonight. Michael Ray Garvin carries the football for Don Bosco Prep, picks up good yardage. 2nd down and 3, football in St. Anthony's territory at the 41.
Hey, Don Bosco's defense did a great job to give their offense outstanding field position. Thus, it's putting a lot of pressure now on the St. Anthony's defense. Really no room for error when you trail Don Bosco by 2 scores. You get down by 3 scores in the second half. You're facing a nearly impossible task.
Garvin again trying to run between the tackles, but not much there this time as he's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped.
Once again, Garvin, first year he's being asked to run in between the tackles. Last year with Brian Toll, Garvin, more of a guy around the corners on the outside. So instinctively, it's a learning process for him. You can see Don Bosco just trying to run the football and establish something, take some clock. But once again, they go for another third down. 0 for 5 so far.
The Ironmen might have lost a yard on that last play. It's 3rd down and about 3. Here's Sims back to throw. Looking to set up the screen. He does. Michael Ray Garvin the catch, and that should be enough for a first down as he gets down near the 35-yard line. So not a big play, but enough to move the chains.
Most importantly, gives him another couple downs. Sims had time that time. And, you know, when you got an offensive line like this, you're going to get time. We mentioned 2 Division I players. And guys like Nate Nurse and Resnick and Mealy, and, of course, Brian Roach. And Greg Schiano and Rutgers is going to be very happy to get Brian Roach, best all-around lineman they have.
1st and 10. Garvin hit and gets away somehow. Picks up an extra yard or 2 before getting crushed. Well, Eamon McEnany has a injury report. Eamon?
All right, number 90, senior Andrew St. Ford. He has 2 sacks already in the game. He's been on the sidelines with heat exhaustion. He's strapping up, trying to get back on there, but he's been exhausted over here. He's been bathing in ice on the sidelines, trying to get back in the game and help this Friars defense.
All right, Eamon. 2nd down and about 9 for the Ironmen.
Something you see early in the season, cramping, little heat exhaustion, really tough to simulate game conditions in practice.
Sims has time, delivers incomplete. Intended for Callahan. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. Clock stopped with 2:01 left here in the 3rd.
Brett, we mentioned this offensive line and Mr. Brian Roach. First team All-State selection a year ago. Look at the textbook pass blocking. On his man the whole time, just strings him out. And no chance for any penetration to the sophomore quarterback. Brian Roach heading to Rutgers and Coach Schiano.
Another outstanding recruit staying in state for Coach Schiano. Of course, Rutgers, the big win over Michigan State last week. Throw over the middle and delivered, caught by Lindsey, but then good defensive play to hold Don Bosco Prep short of the first down.
And T.J. Preston, we've seen him make a couple nice plays here early. And watch Preston. Out of the shotgun goes Sims once again. Sims has some time. Quick dump over the middle. But look at Preston just close on him. And that is so important with these wide receivers of Don Bosco. They're not going to run over you. They want to run around you and get their legs running.
Joe Marcoux is going to attempt a 47-yard field goal. Either way, it's a long field goal for high school. He certainly has the leg. The kick is up. It is good! A 47-yard field.
As you see them trying to straighten his leg, so Eamon will keep an eye on Tom, and we'll get a report for you as soon as we can.
Handoff goes to McCahill. Jay McCahill, the fullback, carries the football for Don Bosco. And he is up to about the 44-yard line. A pickup of about 5. Second down and 5 coming up for the Ironmen.
Yeah, Don Bosco in I formation offense, so the fullback doesn't get many carries, Lou. Jay McCahill with his first carry of the game right there. And we're into the fourth quarter. And they're going to look to run the ball here and take a little of this clock with them.
Out of the eye, Sims, great protection, fires incomplete.
You see, I should get into coaching, shouldn't I? I was all over that right there. Run the football? No, sir. Amazing. Well, they lead by 17 points here. That's 3 scores. It's so important. You talk about how important those 2 field goals were by Joe Marcoux. I mean, if you're trailing by 16, you got a puncher's chance to get 2 TDs and 2 conversions, but a 17-point lead, you got to score on 3 separate occasions.
High formation for the Ironmen on a 3rd and 5. Sims hands to Garvin. Second man through, short of the first down. He's up to about the 47. Let's go down to Eamon McEnany. He's got an injury report for us. Eamon?
All right, we're down here on the sidelines. Tom Carberry certainly cramping on the sidelines. They're working on him. He's not going to go back out right now, but they're pumping him with Gatorade and water, and they're stretching out the cramp. If they can keep it from locking up, he'll go back out there.
So that's good news, just a cramp.
Don Bosco punts it away. Marcoux, a boomer. Burke lets it go. All first down and 10. Handoff goes off tackle. Michael Ray Garvin carries the football. Picks up about 5 on the play. The Ironmen looking to run some time now as they are in command with just 3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the contest. They have a 20-3 lead.
Don Bosco's relied on the big play tonight. That's what you expect out of the Ironmen. Explosive team. Quick strike team. And they can really score on you at any time. Really a real contrast in styles here between these 2 teams.
Off tackle. Again, it's Garvin.
And of course, when you play St. Anthony's, if you could put him in a hole, it plays right into your hand because you could just kind of sit back and try and defend this option as they try to run it.
Take a look at Michael Ray Garvin there. Some of the teams, some of the schools that are looking at him: Georgia, Florida State, Oklahoma, Rutgers, Colorado. He's got quite a list.
Yeah, he's going to play defense at the next level. This is a tough, well-built kid. An explosive, exciting player. But he's going to be a D-back. Maybe a strong corner in college.
Less than 2 minutes now remaining in the contest. Handoff off tackle. And that should be enough for the first down.
Max Bomber in on the tackle. How many have for Garvin?
And they move the sticks as the ball is inside the 45 down to about the 43-yard line.
Under 2 minutes.
Well, this Don Bosco prep team, Jim, graduated 4 all-state players and was really hit hard by graduation, but it's the kind of program they don't rebuild, of course. They reload, and it looks like they are ready for primetime activity once again.
Well, they knew they had the boys up front coming. They wore the trenches. They were going to be real confident about everybody on both the offensive and defensive line coming back, had experience and had been through the grind. And so that really plays right into the hand. And then you got a guy like Garvin, who's a veteran, and you knew you were having a new sophomore quarterback in Matt Sims. But what better a scenario for Matt Sims than to have, a security force, an entourage like that offensive line to protect him. And Sims has had a nice night. 7 of 14, 2 touchdowns, 160 yards, 161 yards. Of course, the big strike, the 61-yard screen pass in the first quarter and the 28-yarder in the second. That's been the difference.
Garvin weaving his way down to about the 35-yard line. Just 30 seconds now left in the fourth quarter. Don Bosco Prep on its way to victory number 1. They'll go to 1-0 on the year. St. Anthony's will drop to 0-1.
The win streak now goes to 25 games for Don Bosco. St. Anthony's win streak halted at 10. When you wake up tomorrow morning, Monday morning, and you check out MSGNetwork.com, Mike Quick will let you know the number 1 team in the Tri-State is no secret, baby. It's the Ironmen of Don Bosco Prep out of Ramsey, New Jersey, the 2-time defending number 1 team in the MSG Network poll.
Well, it will be a happy bus ride home for the Ironmen of Don Bosco Prep back to northern New Jersey as they go on the road and defeat a tough foe in the Friars of St. Anthony's. The final score, Don Bosco Prep 20 and St. Anthony's 3.
And the Matt Sims era at Don Bosco Prep has begun. Greg Tull rings up win number 51 as the head coach of the Ironmen. And they will move on, lock and load, baby, because next week on the Snapple High School Game of the Week, 2 freight trains going down the same track, coming from opposite directions. Bergen Catholic and Don Bosco. I will see you there, Lou.
We'll be there, but first we're going to wrap this one up, and we'll be back with our player of the game tonight. Don Bosco Prep win the score of 20-3. So the Ironmen continue their winning streak. It's now 25 straight wins. Led tonight by their outstanding senior, Jay McCahill, who did it on both sides of the football, Jimmy.
Hey, Lou, I'm sure there was some collective curiosity out here on Long Island to get a look at Don Bosco Prep. Well, Matty Sims, his first pass as a starter to McCahill, little screen pass, and Super J does the rest. 61 yards into the end zone. It was the first touchdown of the night for Don Bosco. Don Bosco would not yield the touchdown tonight. They pitched a shutout. Jay McCahill did it on offense. Jay McCahill did it on defense. 1 of 2 sacks.
All right, Eamon McEnany standing by with our Snapple player of the game. Eamon?
All right, guys, and our first Snapple High School Game of the Week MVP is indeed Jay McCahill from Don Bosco Prep. Jay, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Talk about that screen pass, second play of the game. That was the play Brian Toll ran to perfection for the Ironmen, and then you got to do the honors tonight.
Hey, it's an honor to do. I didn't really do much, just caught the ball. They paved the way for me. Great blocks, just found the hole and found the end zone.
That's the beauty of this offense with the screens. You just saw pay dirt and a convoy ahead of you.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's a real honor. Yeah.
On defense, you were a force making a bunch of plays. How much of a challenge was their triple option offense?
Basically, we just practiced during the week. Get the pitch man in certain situations, other situations, just get the quarterback, and I was able to do that tonight.
Jay, what was it like for you guys to come on the road all the way to Long Island? A lot of talk about Don Bosco. You guys get a lot of attention, and deservedly so. What was it like to come here to a different part of the Tri-State and show what the Ironmen are all about?
Oh, it was a great experience. I mean, getting new competition every now and again is always a lot of fun, and we look forward to competition. So it was really a great time. I had a lot of fun.
Now, I'm not sure. Do you guys have a game next week?
Yes, we do. With Bergen Catholic.
Yeah, just a good old-fashioned backyard brawl. The Ironmen are ready for it. All right, guys, let's go back up to you in the booth.